Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Like and subscribe. Okay, so last episode we started off our sluice gate and channel arrangement to get the bad water away from our freshwater source up here. We've turned most of our industrial district now over to bot operation. I think, yes, I've currently got all of our engines running, and could probably get away with turning at least one of them off, but we've got 5 bots available at the moment. We have plenty of bot parts and limbs, so let's turn our bot part factory off there. Let's pause one of these assemblers, and let's spend the 10,000 science points to switch the bot assembler over to bot operation as well. There we go. So in theory, there shouldn't actually be any beavers working in this area at all now. This should all now be bot operated. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're producing almost 1,000 more than we need. Let's pause a couple of those there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that should save us a little bit of logs. What else do we want to look at? Well, in terms of our sluice and channel arrangement, as you can see, they've almost finished putting in this first stretch of impermeable floors, and somebody mentioned that since you can now lay explosives over a path, maybe you can do the same with impermeable floors. And guess what? Turns out you can. So we'll get those laid in as well. All the way down to the bottom. There we go. So once they finish that, I'll delete this path. And I mentioned, I think last episode I mentioned, putting in just a string of power wheels all the way down here. And connecting it up to a big battery storage, which then feeds back into our grid somewhere. I do think that's a good idea. That's going to be, again, a fairly major project, because we're going to want to, firstly, set up... thank you, autosave. Firstly, set up a big old scaffold to hold the batteries that we're going to be putting in here. Then we're going to have to use explosives to lower the ground where the bin for the battery drops down. And then we're going to need to lay in all of the connections to connect it up to the grid wherever that's going to be. It would probably be most sensible to set up a new district sort of down this area somewhere. Maybe. Or feed the power this way. Not sure. But as I say, that's going to be a big old project that's going to take a long time to plan out and get done. Over in our new district, obviously these aren't running at the moment because there's no flow of water. Everything else is going okay. We are collecting scrap. We currently have 11. Great. But that's because we'll be processing a lot more now. Not a lot more, but we'll be processing it now because we're filling up our stocks, because we're using all of our metal blocks to put in those impermeable floors. Most of these trees have been cleared out. There's a couple that have regrown, but I'm not going to bother turning on those lumberjacks for that. I have, however, put in a lumberjack down here, so we can clear out these dead trees here. And I'm going to pop in our additional scrap collector up here eventually as well. The reason I'm clearing out these trees is A, to bolster our supply of logs, but B, so we can actually put a barrier down this side, because this keeps flooding. So if we can put a barrier down across here, and maybe use the dynamite to open up this section a little bit, to allow for a bit more free flow of water. And then... yeah, I think it's probably not a bad idea to come along here and get rid of at least one of these sets of barriers. possibly both. Because we do get some sort of flooding down here when the bad tide hits. So that's a possibility, coming in here and getting rid of those. I was also considering what we're going to do with this little section here, because we don't really need this industry anymore. Because most of it's being handled over here in our industrial district. The fermenter is still useful. But the lumber mill, I mean, we're fine for lumber. Gears, we're good for gears. Don't really need them. Again, we don't really need the industrial mill over here either, but don't know. Because I was thinking maybe we could just string some more power wheels across here and get another few buildings on there, but it doesn't really seem worth it. I think it would be a better idea to take this out and use dynamite to deepen this little section here between the floodgates there and the bridge there, maybe. Oh, I should probably pause those two water pumps during the drought, shouldn't I? Yeah, maybe the explosives are a better idea. I don't know. I'll have a think about that. Right, how are we doing? Oh, pretty well. Okay, right, I'll spin on until they finished laying this in, and then I'll remove these stairs, replace it with a platform and another impermeable barrier, and then I'll delete the path, and then that will be done and ready to go the next time a bad tide hits. There we go. The drought has ended. Cycle 20 begins, the water will return. Excellent stuff. Okay, all of our sluice work is done up here. These are, I think, set where we want them to... yeah, set where we want them to be, I think. We'll see when the bad tide turns up. Somebody did mention in the comments that these might be a little bit far apart. Whether or not that's true, I mean, we can always move them if need be. We can always widen them if need be. We have the space available. Hopefully that should be alright. I think the issue is whether it will effectively drain the bad water out of here at the end of the bad tide or not. Whether that will cause a problem there. And as I say, if it does, we can just dynamite this section out and replace that with another sluice, can't we? So not a huge problem. Over here, we've got everything set up. We are collecting scrap from this set of ruins here. We've cleared out some of the dead trees. I did put in some storage for scrap metal there, so that's fine. We don't have any storage for wood down here, but at the moment we're only clearing out dead trees. So there's not really a lot of point. I suppose once we sort of continue this way, maybe bring this back with dynamite to give us a little bit more space here. And we can use another swimming pool to give us some hydration. And we can turn all this into planting and farming as well. And that's the idea. Over here, I've cleared out this little industrial area. I don't think we need it. I think we're going to be okay without it. Going to keep an eye on the fermented food stocks, but at the moment we're okay. We could do with some more cassavas, but you know, we still have 500 of them nearly, so not too worried about that at the moment. We have plenty unfermented. Oh, thank you, autosave. Yeah, we've got plenty of unfermented cassavas, plenty of unfermented soybeans, so there's plenty of stuff for them to work on, so that should be okay. Yeah. Okay, so the next operation of business, I think, as I have started here, is bringing a path up this way. And down here, and then, I'm going to levy across like that, and we'll put in... Oops, no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that. Get rid of you. We'll bring the path along like so. And then we'll give ourselves a row of floodgates back there, because that will shut this off during the bad tide. So we won't have any problems down here. It gives a little bit more fresh water during the bad tide. Yeah, and it will just force the bad tide from this section, for the moment, to just go straight through and off the map this way. Yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, we are going to be putting in another sluice arrangement up here. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the bad water from here. I might just come straight off the side of the map. That seems like that would be a reasonable idea. Yeah. Oh, hello. That's, no, that's not what we wanted to help. Not what we wanted to happen. Okay, no, that was my fault. I figured it out. I had it set to closed up there rather than automatic, so it was not taking any attention, paying any attention to its orders. So I've switched it back over to automatic now. So in theory, that might work. Who knows? Oh, we're going to get some fresh water spilling down here. Not a huge problem. It'll just wash out eventually anyway. That's fine. We're not trying to keep the bad water pure, are we? Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I do think we're going to come off the side here and just dump it straight off the map. I don't think we're going to need it for anything else. Probably. I don't know. We shouldn't do anyway. Okay, how are we doing up here? We are running a little bit low of bot limbs, so let's turn you back on. And are we going to need more power? No, we should be okay. We should be okay. Right. I'll spin on again. Okay, I've played on for a couple of days. We've had our annual flooding down here. It's fine. It goes away eventually. Our floodgate wall up here is progressing. We'll drop that down to 0 because we don't need that raised up at the moment. But that's progressing there. Everything is producing okay. We've got no unemployed, no vacancies. We've got plenty of unemployed beavers, a handful of unemployed bots. Not much housing space left, but we'll deal with that when we need to, which is going to be fairly soon. But we've got space down here for more housing. I think it's probably about time that we started thinking about increasing our well-being a bit more. So let's have a look. What have we got? We can get another exercise plaza in. In fact, let's do that over here. Not there. Let's pop it in. Yeah, let's pop it in there for now. Do we have storage for metal blocks? Yes, we do. We have planks and logs. That's fine. That can get built. Okay. Now, what else? Wind tunnel takes power. Motivatorium takes power. Mud bath needs mud. Don't know. Oh, I know what I could do. They're not going to be able to get past there, are they? No. Let's get rid of those. And we will move them. Let's move them up to this end, where they're not going to be in the way. And then we can pop in a swimming pool there. That's fine. Okay. So that's something for them to be working on. What's our next monument? The Flame of Unity. 3,000 science, we can afford it. 300 planks, we can afford it. 50 metal blocks, we can afford it. Okay. Where are we going to put this? I'll tell you what. Let us pop in another couple of those. And then we can stick this monument in. I mean, it doesn't really matter where, as long as we've got enough space behind it for another house, which we do. They're only 2 wide. In fact, I could stick it there and we could have a house on either side, couldn't we? One of those row houses on either side. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's pop that in there. Excellent stuff. Right. Right. What are we doing next? We do want to come across here. And it's probably going to be easiest to get there from this district. So, we'll come up along the outside here. And we'll build a ladder, a set of steps up over this section here. So, we need that. That, and then that. Do I want to do that, or do I just want to come across this? Probably just easier to come across this way, isn't it? So let's get rid of those. And we'll bring the path up to there, along there. And this way. We'll pop the steps up there. And come across like this. Okay, and that'll be easy enough then to drop down into this area to have a look at what we're going to do here. We're going to need a lot of dynamite, I think. I think it's probably just easiest if we put the... Yeah. So if we have the basin basically on this level and feed it out this way, we're going to need to blow a channel through all of this. And we can just then dump it off the map there. Yeah, okay, that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll do there. Okay, good. So, I will spin on until some of this construction is completed. We've already got our first overhang in there, so it shouldn't be too long. End of the day, and our new monument is in. So that's going to be giving a boost to all of these houses over here, which is lovely. And it looks quite spiffing in the middle there, I think. In fact, let's get ourselves another row house in either side like that. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. I like that. Excellent stuff. Right. That's that. The next thing I want to do is demolish that water pump, because I want to see how far down we can get, and it's probably just a good idea to do it in one spot, and then we can put the water pump back in, and then we can lower the rest of this, because I want to lower this whole section between the floodgates here and the bridge here. So we've got a big deep reservoir here that's going to keep things nicely hydrated during a drought or bad tide. Okay, how are we doing over here? Well, our floodgate is nearly finished over here, so that's good. Over here, yeah, nothing's happened. Because they're focusing on building this, but that's fine. This is slowly being constructed. Yeah. I just thought we don't actually have... Oh, this has to be built on the ground, doesn't it? Alright, well, we'll stick it in there. That's fine. We'll get a campfire in as well. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to spin on for a couple of days, get the building work out of the way, give them a chance to balance out a little bit. I've turned off some of these breeding pods. In fact, I'm going to delete the standard breeding pods we've got there. We have plenty of unemployed beavers at the moment, so we don't need to worry about children. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what... I mean, I definitely think the next project is going to be this. So, this and deepening this. So, yeah, I'll spin on for a couple of days and let them get things completed. Well, as you can see, we had a brief boost up to 23 well-being. We've dropped back down to 22 now, but we've got our swimming pool in over here. We've got our campfire and our exercise plaza in over here. I'm putting in some shrubs either side just for that little bit of extra happiness boost. I have put in some explosives up here. Just one piece. There we go. Because that'll allow us to build another large barrack in that space there, because we currently only have 5 free beds. But we are going to get more beavers in as we progress. How are we doing down here? Right, we've cleared out these trees, so we can pause and then demolish this lumberjack. How are we doing? 80 scrap metal currently. This is set to supply, so that's good. So that should be feeding out the scrap metal to the other district for it to be processed into metal blocks, of which we still have 178, so we're doing fine there. I did turn this smelter back on, so we could process it a bit more quickly. Yeah, I think we're going all right. So over here, everything is in and working. We could probably do with turning our other bot part factories on, which is probably going to require turning one of these engines back on as well. I'll double check that. Once that's all up and running, I'll double check the power on that. Okay, our floodgate is in here, so that will protect this section during the bad tide until we get our sluice system set up over here. We are working on the stairs up here. I have put in another set of stairs up here, so we can come across to this side, and I want to... I think... There we go. That will fit just in there. That's 1.8 thousand. We can just about afford it. There we go. So that will allow us to get up onto this level, and we can start laying in explosives up here to open up our channel. Okay. Yes, we are storing explosives up here, so that's good. Right. What's next then? Very good question. And I'm glad I asked. We're doing okay for everything at the moment. Bot parts, obviously, we've just switched those back on, so that will be increasing. Yeah, and everything else is fine. So maybe it's time to open up some of these things. Oh, nothing to do in range. Yeah, probably not. All right, we can pause you then. We've still got some dead trees up here. This one can't reach any of them, unfortunately. So we'd have to move it in to get rid of the rest of them. But we're okay for the moment for logs, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Really, we're just waiting for them to be able to get up onto here. So I will spin on for a couple of days. We probably won't get the drought or bad tide warning anytime soon. So we've got a little while to plan this out. Okay, start of day 11. You can see what I'm starting to do up here. I'm laying in all of these things. Too far from... Why are you too far from... Oh, because you can't reach it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm laying in this here. This is going to be covered with impermeable flooring. We're going to put a strip of... how am I going to do this? Actually... We'll come down there, and then... I think we'll probably want to open this up with some explosives. So we'll come up there and lay in... Yeah, that should be fine. In fact, we probably don't need tier 3s up there, do we, at all? Just tier 2 will do fine. So let's get rid of those. And pop in some tier 2 there. So that'll bring that down to this level. So it will flow freely. We'll put the sluices across there. And then... So if the sluices are going across there, we want the other ones basically coming out this way. And it's going to need to be 5 blocks wide. So, if we start up here, we want basically this opened up, don't we? Okay. I mean, that's going to take a while. Obviously, it's going to take a while to just build this flooring in. And obviously the problem is that if we get a bad tide before then, we are probably going to get contaminated beavers. And nobody wants contaminated beavers. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If we do get the bad tide, I'll just destroy one of these sets of steps so they can't get down here. In other news, what other news do we have? Well, not a lot. Over here, I've put in some explosives to square off this little lagoon here. So let's set these off. There we go. That's the first lot. Then we can set these off. Lovely stuff. And finally, this lot. Whoop. Okay, let's see if I can get in a position where I'm not blocked by trees. There we go. So we can set these off as well. There we go. Excellent stuff. So that's just purely for aesthetic reasons, really, because I want this to be a bit more squared off. I think we should probably do the same with this bit. And then we want to come down here and lower all of this as well. But first, if we get rid of the water for a second, as you can see, I have begun the process of laying in explosives here. We've got tier 2 up here and tier 1 everywhere else, because that's literally all we can do. We can come down one tile here, which, I mean, it's going to be a minor increase in the water we can store, but it will help. Every little helps. But that's why I want to come across here and deepen this as well. And then we can maybe get a few more water pumps around here. Yeah, so that's where we are. That's what's happening. I'll spin on. Day 12, and the end of day 12, and we got the bad tide warning this morning, so we've got just over 2 days left. We've nearly finished laying in the explosives in this section. I've just taken out the stairs and put in the additional explosives here, and that will be all of them. Oh, no it won't. I've done that wrong, haven't I? Alright, well, let's cancel that one. We'll pop the stairs back in there. We will demolish. Thank you, autosave. Demolish those stairs, and we will pop in another stick of dynamite there, and we'll put that on a high priority as well as the stairs there. So hopefully we should be able to get those done by the bots overnight. Up here, if we spin across, we're well into the process of getting these laid in. We might get them done by the time the bad tide hits. Probably not. So I'll probably end up taking out one of these sets of steps to stop them coming down here and getting, you know, contaminated. Yeah, so I'll spin on to the start of the bad tide. Actually, I'll probably spin on until the morning, because hopefully we'll have those explosives in by then. Okay, well that took a little bit longer than I was hoping. We're nearly halfway through the day here, but everything is laid in. So, let's get all this set off, shall we? There we go, that's the first bit, and then... yeah, we're not going to be able to get all of this in shot, are we? There we go. That was quite fun. So that should fill back up again. We might get a little bit of flooding around here, but that's fine. Okay. Right. Oh, we're not doing too badly up here. I'll spin on till the start of the bad tide. Here we are, the bad tide. It's going to be 7 days. Oh, I need to pause because I haven't actually shut anything off yet. That was silly of me. Right, close you. Close you. Close you. And close you. Close you. Close you. For the moment, I'm going to leave this one open. If this doesn't work and we get bad tide in here, I'll immediately close that and transfer that this way. You need to be fully open. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, well, let's unpause and let's see what we do. What happens with the bad water then? So these should shut off immediately. They did, and they should open. They did. That doesn't seem to be. Ooh, that might be overflowing. I hope that doesn't overflow, but it looks like it's very full. Okay. So more bad water is released than fresh water, by the looks of it, because that is distinctly more full than it was when it was just fresh water coming through. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on that. I will close that. That's closed as well. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that just in case. I think we'll be all right. But it's probably worth opening that up with explosives just to be sure. So that we don't have any unexpected flooding or anything like that from there. In fact, let's... where are I? Landscaping. Let's set that up. Obviously, once we set those off, that's just going to flow that way unimpeded, but that's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. Thank you, autosave. Although, I mean, it's dangerously full. But it doesn't look like it's overflowing. No, we definitely want that in there. So, yeah, let's high prioritize these. I mean, that's quite full as well. But it does look rather good, doesn't it? I like that. That works well. I mean, it works, and it looks nice. That's all that matters. Okay, actually, this looks like this is receding again now. All right. Okay, we might not need these explosives after all, but we'll put them in just in case. Okay. Over here, yes, I did remove the steps here. So they couldn't come down and continue working during the bad tide. I guess I'll spin on through it and see how we do. We got any flooding down here? Oh, yes, we do. Okay, right, you. Immediately pause. Get out of there. Do not get contaminated, please. Yeah, we are definitely going to want to put in a barrier across here, aren't we? Or open up over here. I mean, to be fair, we can do that from here, can't we? Let's do that from here. Right. Bring this path up and along and... that we want... Come on. Those. Or do we? This is all flooded, isn't it? No, that's fine. We can do this. That's fine. We'll just take out these ones here. Oh. To start with, and that should hopefully release this sort of backlog here. Yeah. Alright, I'll spin on till that's done. Okay, we're taking out these blockages here. Luckily, it's mostly bots working on it, apart from this one. Hopefully, you're not going to get contaminated. You should be fine. Okay, so that's 2 of them released. Come on, get a move on. There we go, that's the 3rd one released. Oh, we had a bit of a splash there, but hopefully that will relieve some of this back pressure and won't contaminate anything else. It shouldn't do. It's the only other contact point is here, and that's quite a lot higher than the rest of it, so we should be all right. Hopefully that will allow some of this to draw back and we won't continue to get flooding here, but who knows. Okay, I will call it there for this episode, I think. We've made a bit of progress. We've started our sluice setup here. We figured out what we're going to do. We're going to bring it out this way and just off the map here. We've increased the depth of our little reservoir here, so that should keep us going a little bit more. Squared off this, we're going to start deepening this as well. Probably remove that little bit of land on there and bring all this down a level or 2. Yep, that looks like that has reduced that flooding. That's good. Okay, yeah, we'll leave it there then. So thank you very much for watching. Please do give us your comments down below. They're always very helpful because, as has been plainly displayed, I'm an idiot and I need all the help I can get. But thank you very much for all the people who do comment. It is greatly appreciated. Please do give us a like and a subscribe, and please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.